Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Garden State Esports. My name is Adam Tinkelman, and unfortunately, my co-host Connor could not be here today. He had some stuff he had to handle outside of school, but filling in for him is the wonderful Aiden Snyder. Aiden, why don't you tell him a little bit about yourself?
You know, as Adam said, I'm just filling in for Connor today, but I'm really excited to be here. I've been keeping up with the team, and, you know, I'm down and ready to watch this, you know?
He's down and ready to clown, for sure. So we're all, like you said, definitely excited. This is the last match of the Greater Union Conference. Very important match for WPSD Comets. So for anyone who did not tune in last week, the WPSD Comets did have an amazing victory over Union City. There were some technical difficulties for Union City at first. However, as the matches rolled on, WPSD Comets just got the upper hand and had a pretty solid victory there. So that was a great moment for everybody to watch. But now it's more important than ever, because WPSD Comets is the #1 in this conference, and if they win, they will keep that spot. So it's this match, the playoffs, and then the championship in Lawrenceville, New Jersey, which everybody is gearing up for, very excited for. And I know the AHHS studio, the TV studio, are working hard to bring everybody a good show.
Yeah, and I've been keeping up with the team as it's been going through its season, and I think if the SPF Raiders don't really stay on their toes, the WPSD Comets really have a chance of taking this.
Yeah, and I think if the SPF Raiders actually win, they will tie with the WPSD Comets for first place in this conference. So it just puts the pressure on to win this game. So we are very excited for the championships, though, coming up. And there's going to be plenty of stuff to watch. We want to make it clear that it's not just going to be Valorant there. There's going to be Rocket League, League of Legends. We're going to be recording and broadcasting everything. So there's going to be tons and tons of stuff for you guys to watch and lots of things to get interested in. But we actually do have the standings for the high school Rocket League games and the top 3 players. So first is Abzagami, who are undefeated right now. We have Monaskin, who have 1 game lost, and then the WWPN Knights, who have 2 games lost. So those are just the top 3, but there's going to be tons of teams participating. So we're all really, really excited to get started.
Yeah, I know for one I'm excited, and I'm sure when Connor's back, he'll be really excited to spectate those games as well.
So Aiden, you said you were keeping up with the team, and we've talked about it for sure. What do you think we can expect from WPSD Comets going into this last match, especially with how much pressure they're under right now?
Well, I think what we can see is what I've seen from the team is they've been coming out strong in the beginning of the match, and I think that's going to be a common theme that is going to continue throughout the game. I'm not really adverse in this game in particular, but I've been beginning to learn some of what's going on. So what I've really started to pick up on has been interesting to watch.
Yeah, and I agree. I think at the beginning, it took me a second to get accustomed to the game, for sure, because, Valorant's just a different type of game. If you haven't played it before, it's going to take you a minute to get acclimated with it. But I do agree. I think WPSD Comets definitely, they enjoy moving in quickly. They like being right in the center of action. I'm sure you've seen they'll usually put down some area of effect. They'll try to block the line of sight, and they will push right up to the base of the smoke bomb or the firewall, whatever it is. And that's risky, because if somebody comes through that wall right in front of you, you have to be quick and take them out, or else you're just going to get hit with a shotgun or something. But I think WPSD Comets is very good at making those calculated risks.
And actually, I think that's something that they should be aware of going into this, that every risk that they take needs to be calculated, and they need to expect that they could lose ground given that they make something, and if there was room for error, that they could lose, like if a loss could occur because of that. And I think that's one of the things that need to be on their mind going into this game.
Yeah, I agree. This definitely isn't the game to get a little risky with it. I mean, situations happen. You got to handle them as they come. But this is the match that's going to determine the fate of this conference for WPSD Comets.
And I believe last week you said something about Union City and their and the WPSD Comets overwhelming victory of on their team. I think that they're going to be going in strong this week, and hopefully that their confidence level isn't too high because they are going against the number 2. So.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I also wanted to ask, as I'm sure everybody knows at this point, WPSD Comets is a hybrid team with hearing and deaf students, and that's a very specific makeup for a team to have. You know, it creates some very interesting dynamics between each of the players. So, what do you think it means for this team? Who is in such or has such specific circumstances? What do you think it would mean for them to be the number 1 in this conference?
I think it would mean everything to the team. You know, I've been on teams, not like esports teams, but I've been on like certain sports teams, and winning is obviously a goal. But the team unification that could come out of this, the team experience, and not only having that experience of being with a hybrid team, but what it means to be on this hybrid team could be. It would be overwhelmingly like joyful for them, I'm sure.
Yeah, because it's important to understand, like, this is one of the first of its kind. You know, you really can't find a team like this. And both the school boards of both schools who came together to make this team possible voted unanimously on it. And that's very impressive. You don't get that kind of unification a lot when it comes to decisions like this. So to have the team have such a great victory, really when they're still young and still new, that would be phenomenal for their record and just seeing what they're capable of years from now. Because really the goal is longevity. We want to see this team last for a long time and be able to incorporate a lot of different kids.
And I think with a victory, they could definitely have that.
I agree.
So what about the opposing team, the SPF Raiders? So what I saw was, and what I've been reading up on them about was, they were in the Overwatch Winter Finals, and unfortunately they ended up losing on the third deciding point in the 5th. And unfortunately, they lost, but that's pretty impressive. And I think that's something that the WPSD Comets need to keep in mind, that these teams are making it into the finals of rather difficult competing games.
Yeah, and I do think there's something to be said about, I think people would be quick to disregard Overwatch because, like, Valorant and Overwatch are not at all similar. But they actually have a lot of similarities that can give you some interesting tells about each team. The fact that they advanced so far in Overwatch says a lot about their ability to play Valorant, because there are a lot of skills that kind of cross over. And I think that in Valorant, it's that use of specific abilities. A lot of people compare CSGO and Valorant as, like, they're very similar games. The thing with CSGO is that you didn't have those specific abilities like a boom bot, or you didn't have Astra. You can manipulate the map and put gravity bombs and stuff. But with Overwatch, you get that experience. So seeing them advance so far in that game, I think, definitely says something about their ability to be quick with their abilities, to be resourceful with their abilities, and definitely create a bit of a problem for WPSD Comets.
No, I agree. Are there any returning teammates from the Raiders?
I'm not certain, actually. I think we didn't get a full list yet, but we do know who's going to be on WPSD Comets. Just the typical bunch. We have Twizzy, who I think is Connor's favorite. We're not supposed to play favorites, I get it, but Connor, he likes Twizzy. That Call Me Spy. He's been very good these past couple games, actually, and it's been very cool to see each player grow in their own way. We're just the humble casters. We really don't know much, but it is cool to be able to observe these players and see what they're capable of. So we are going to cut to a quick break for now. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes, ready to go, and hopefully have a great game for you guys. So hang tight, and we'll be back soon.
See you then.
of the night, on the way back down from the sky where you left my soul. Can you help me fly? I can't resist, 'cause you have got a hold on me. And all these thoughts, when you are here, you light up the dark sides. To leave in the night shine, you take my life and light every side. You fade the dark inside. Believe in the night shines. Feeling's gone and I am left alone with a trace of the night. On the way back down from the sky where you left my soul. Can you help me fly? I can't resist, 'cause you have got a hold on me. And all these thoughts, when you are here, you light up the dark sides. To leave in the night shine, you take my life and light every side. You fade the dark inside. Believe in the night shines.
All right, and we're back, everybody. Looks like we're in the character selection. Interesting matchup. We're seeing some new characters, actually. So at the top, we have Breach.
Select your
then dropping
agent.
down to Neon, Killjoy, Cypher, and then Viper. So Viper is a character that we've seen a couple times before. Not as much in these most recent games, but I am very excited to see her back in play.
No, I'm actually excited too. I think it'll be an interesting dynamic with the team that we got lined up so far.
Because Viper, you know, as I'm sure you've seen, is very good with like area denial. Her poison walls and bubbles are just very good at keeping people restricted. And you know, as we talked about, WPSD Comets is not afraid. They are not afraid to get in there. And I've always liked it when someone has popped through and they've just easily taken them out with a quick headshot. So I think that's going to work to their advantage. Now, interesting lineup on the other team. They have a Viper as well, but they also have a Raze. And as we've seen before, that Raze ultimate with the rocket launcher is deadly.
No, and I think that that's something that the WPSD Comets need to watch out for going into this, because they may not expect it, because it could be something different that they haven't seen before.
I think you're probably pulling that from last match, because oh boy, if you weren't there last match, there were some good Raze kills from the enemy team. That definitely threw WPSD Comets for a loop.
So I think the most important thing right now is expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
Go in, just take your time, make methodical planning, and when the time is right, then you make your move.
Right now, Spy going with the Ghost. Interesting. I wonder if they're going to try anything sneaky this first little bit. Maybe try to a wraparound to flank around the enemy team.
Yeah, it seems that way, and I guess we'll just have to see, because you know we're looking at what Spy is doing, and
I'm out of here.
And we're just seeing him
Spike down B.
flank.
Yeah, that might be what he's doing now. Getting that ult bubble at the beginning, you know, making good use of his time here. But I think definitely looking for a wraparound. All right, Blue getting taken out. So it's a 2v2 now. That was pretty even. I think this kind of foreshadows what we're going to be expecting from the rest
Last
of the
player
match.
standing.
Oh,
One
perfect.
enemy
Knew they were
remaining.
waiting there and had it lined up already. I like that. Now it's a 1v1. It's Neon versus Chamber right now. Now Chamber's, you know, people who play Chamber tend to use long range, so I'm a little nervous, but looks like they're near the spike.
Yeah, the most important thing is right now.
Oh, just hiding around that corner. And I mean, with as little health as Spy had, you know,
Yeah.
it's hard to make that work.
But they can come back from this. I think it's just something that right now they need to keep calm. Then even one loss, then don't let it get to you. Just
Yeah.
let it go and move on.
You know, you're playing a 13, you take some, you lose some. You know, at this point in the game, it's just about feeling out what the other team really is best at, what they're gonna do. And I think that WPSD Comets has shown they're not bad at that. They're pretty good.
Exactly.
All right, Prod putting down some tripwires here. I wonder how he's going to make use of Cypher's abilities. We have not, I believe we've only seen Cypher once or twice in all the times that they've been playing. So to play him now is a very interesting choice. Also, fun fact, Cypher in the game is from Morocco. Oh, really? Yeah.
I like the lineup. It's similar to Rainbow.
Wow.
Where they
Yeah, WPSD Comets
Spike
taking some
planted.
quick losses there, sorry.
no. I was looking at you when it happened and I missed it.
Yeah, dude, this game, you blink and then casting's a different world. You don't believe it.
Player
Yeah,
standing.
shotgun at that range. Their Chamber doing pretty well, getting up and personal with them. Kind of very similar style to PSD Comets.
And I think this is exactly what we're talking about. Staying calm. And if they're using tactics that they were using last week, it's not going to work this week. So they're going to need to switch up what they're doing right now.
So that was a flawless victory for the other team here. Now, that does not bode well for the WPSD Comets. I mean, you were seeing there Killjoy having a little trouble getting her shots. You know, it's hard at that distance, especially with how odd the terrain was, but you know, that's just you need to be hitting those, especially at this stage in the conference when it really matters. All right, looks like they've all opted for some kind of rifle here. No snipers yet, which is not bad for this map.
Yeah, medium range could be effective, especially with how last round went. I think they tried close range and that didn't work.
Right away, Spy gets their raise out, which is good, having the upper hand here. However, Neon, Spy looking pretty low on health.
Toxin screen down.
Let's see, Gem's just waiting here. Narrowly avoids that breach ability.
Play it safe.
But I think he knows the Sage is there and is just waiting for his time to pop out. And unfortunately, Gems is taken out by the Sage.
Spike planted.
I wonder if they were just biding their time and maybe took a little too long on that one. Ooh, Chambers down, quick progression of events there. Spy,
remaining.
with very little health, is doing pretty good work for his team here.
Yeah. So now all they got to do is defuse, and that's a win for WPSD Comets.
Now see, that was a victory there on that third round I didn't expect. However, I do think it showed them kind of focusing up a little bit, because it was quick reciprocation. You know, one person went out, they got another. One person went out, they got another. And then it was just boom, 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 until there was nobody left.
Yeah. And I think that's something that they need to, you know, repeat. Don't use the same tactics over and over. Spice it up. But medium range seems to be where they're accelerating the best.
Yeah. Might put down that camera. Looks like they're gonna opt out of it for now.
This is a nice spot.
Gosh, I love Cypher as a character, but you gotta be very skilled to play him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, it's very easy to put those cameras or those tripwires in a weird spot, but if you really know what you're doing, then I mean, it's immensely beneficial for your team.
No, I totally agree. And I think what they're doing right now is surveillance and coordinated strikes.
Moving as a big group right now. Looks like they're blocked off by that Viper wall. WPSD Comets not afraid to get in there though, so I wonder if they're gonna move past it. Looks like they're turning around now.
Cage trigger.
Yeah, I'm sure they're just trying to watch all their angles. It's very easy to get someone behind you that just, you know, takes you out when you don't even realize. WPSD Comets taking some heavy losses here.
Last player
It's now a
standing.
2v,
Spike down
1v2. All right, Killjoy and a Viper and a Chamber. So that's a dangerous
planted.
combination. The spike has been planted, so that's going to put the pressure on for now. Twizzy moving through.
All Twizzy's got to do is stay calm. Don't let it get to him.
Now, Killjoy is an anchor, so it's going to be tough. He's going to have to push in, and Killjoy does not have the best abilities for that. However, I mean, if he just checks his corners and moves fast, then he might be able to pull this one off.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's trying to do. Just slow down, take his time. He's taking this around into what the main goal is.
Through that box. Is he going to do it?
Clutch.
Oh, boy. Wow. And
just like that.
So the other team, I guess they just misunderstood where Twizzy was because he just waltzed in there and did that all by himself.
Yeah, exactly. Just moving back and forth, strafing. It was the most important part of that victory for.
Now listen, I don't know if clutch is the right word. His turret was out there doing work.
It was. I mean, still, I would say that was pretty clutch. Like 2v1 and he's defusing. He doesn't even. He can't have his gun out while he's doing that.
Listen, I was tense because you could see the bullet holes shooting through the box. They knew he was back there, but I don't know what it was. Maybe they just thought he was in a different place than he was because they just let him walk in and defuse that. So that was a bit embarrassing for the Raiders there. I don't really know what happened, but you know, you see those in games sometimes where just a slip of the mind and it, you know, happens to just not work out for you.
You know, WPSD Comets just needed a warm up, and it seems now they're really starting to get in, the drive of everything, getting the groove, and they're really starting to take pace.
All right, hiding behind this box here, Blue is definitely just waiting. I think what WPSD Comets is trying to do right now, and just happens to turn at the wrong time, getting taken out by the Rays.
Still a 3v2.
Which is totally doable, you know, but you have to be careful. It's, you know, in games like this, it's not hard for the other team to just take out two of your members quickly.
Yeah, well, you may have the upper hand. There's always the Grim Reaper around the corner.
There's always, exactly. There's always someone waiting. Let's see, just holding
one
those corners.
enemy remaining.
I didn't even see him.
Yeah,
that was do not blame Gems for that one because I just did not see them. All right, the Rays is the last one left versus Prod and Twizzy here. Oh, Prod.
That's a round win for the WPSD Comets.
Peeked around the corner and just had that headshot on lock. And that's something that is also so important in a game like this. Those checking of corners. Really vital part to the game. I mean, and for anyone who plays Rainbow Six Siege, it's very similar.
Oh yeah.
If you have that nice line on around a corner, you can easily headshot people like nobody's business.
Yeah, it's a beautiful balance this game is between Rainbow Six Siege and Overwatch. It really just brings the best of both games into this. And I think that the players that play either game see the similarities.
Yeah.
You want to play?
Which
Let's
is why, you know,
play.
playing things like Rainbow Six, CS:GO, stuff like that, just really are beneficial. They are different games for sure, but I mean, they have so many things that are similar. All right, looks like Prod was taking some heavy fire back there, definitely evident by his lower health right now. But looks like he got out of it without dying.
And
Spy. Chamber pulling out his ult and getting Neon. They got Spy with the rifle there.
Best thing right now is they're taking heavy casualties on their side. I've said it once. I'll say it 1,000 times. Staying calm in situations like this.
Keep your composure. Don't panic,
please.
Okay, looks like Prod is the only one who's looking worse for wear right now. However, the spike has been planted. Oof. And Gem's getting taken out, but Prod reciprocating, getting rid of that chamber ult. However, and there it is.
It's a round loss, unfortunately.
And the enemy Sage pulled out a sniper rifle.
And I think that's how they're taking the medium range counter. Is now they're realizing that they got us on short range, but they didn't quite have it on long range. And what did they do? Made one adjustment, and the WPSD Comets are once again back to the drawing board.
Listen, I think, you know, some maps are really good for snipers, some maps aren't. Now, this is not one that's either or. If you're good, snipers can be used in any situation, especially close range, because if you really know what you're doing, you can easily take out another player with one hit, and you only have to shoot once. So having a player who's good with a sniper like that could be very harmful to the WPSD playing style. And I'm curious to see if that Sage continues to move forward with that sniper.
I think it'll be situational, just like you said. It's going to come down to how does my team appreciate it, and just come down to that. Something that I have noticed, call me Spy, unfortunate elimination. Something that I have noticed is this is very similar to Halo maps. this map, and one of my favorite games.
Oh, and the Sage taking out 2 WPSD Comets in one fell swoop. Blue and Gems going down. However, Prod getting a nice long-range kill there, keeping the dream alive.
Player standing.
And now, of course, like we've seen a couple times, it's up to Twizzy.
Yeah, but we have seen it before, the 1v4, especially with Twizzy. I think there's a chance that they can pull
Spike
this out.
planted.
I do actually agree with your other comment. Oh, that's unfortunate, but I mean, that gun Twizzy had was not meant for long range. I think that definitely that chamber had the advantage.
And we knew that this was going to be a tough one. And I think that's, like, both teams are playing exceptionally well. And I think that's evident by the score as it is right now.
And what's scary is that how fast it's moving, but how close they are. Because this hasn't been like a slugfest. It's been very quick, precise rounds. However, we've already got 3 for WPSD Comets and 4 for the Raiders.
No, I agree. I think it's one of those things where you look away from the screen, the round could be over.
Right.
You're moving on.
Yeah, you were telling me about Halo, and then all of a sudden, boom, 2 people dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it took. And I do agree with you about that Halo comment, though. It's very geometric. There's not a ton of diversity in the way the maps are laid out.
Call me Spy got an elimination. I just saw that as we were talking.
Good to have any sort of team advantage here. You got to be careful. It can be taken away quickly, but WPSD Comets just needs to make the most of it. Spy healing up. Looks like they're all looking pretty good on health right now. No major combatants or combats happening yet. Gems moving past the ult orb. Not going to get it for now. Moving in with Blue.
My world.
Okay, using the breach ability, they're going to push through that wall and see if they can get anybody there.
Calculated risks.
Calculated risks.
Spike planted.
Viper really has the area locked down. Oh, and pushes in. That's a 2 kill. Okay, Blue gets taken down, but not before taking 2 of them with him. Oh, and the enemy Raze quickly takes out Spy and Twizzy. It is down to Prod now. That was a very quick succession of events there.
Yeah. I think all Prod needs to do is just take his time.
And in such an odd map like this, especially with what's going on with Viper's abilities here, there's no telling what's going to happen. Yeah.
Unfortunately, another loss for the WPSD Comets.
Now that is a perfect example of what I was talking about. WPSD Comets are not afraid to move in quickly and to get stuff done. He moved in, took one out. Turned to the right, saw another person, barely any time spent just laying him to waste.
No, I agree, and I think right now that's sometimes a strength for them, and that can sometimes be a weakness.
I agree, and like you said, it really just is how well the Raiders adapt to WPSD Comets' playing style. Because we've seen that. We've seen the other team adapt and start getting, making it difficult for WPSD Comets.
Like, as you saw, the WPSD Comets, three rounds are won right in succession, and what do? They adapt and overcome what's going on. I think right now they're just trying to figure out what's happening. There's still a lot left.
Yeah, an intense firefight happening here too. Looks like everybody's still locked in. Ooh, and Spy getting some good kills before being taken out by the enemy breach.
Still a 4v3 though on the WPSD Comet side.
With that Sage rezzing the Raze, I believe. That's going to bring it a bit more equal now, especially with Twizzy at lower health.
I don't know about you, Adam. I could totally see the WPSD Comets pulling out this round.
I definitely can too. Wow, yes, for sure they can. Getting some nice kills here. The Raze takes out Blue, our breach here. That's a 3v2, but as I've told Connor before, 3v2s are pretty much just a 2v2. It's just easy to fall one way or the other.
Especially when one of the agents is low on health.
Yeah, it makes it easy to take that person out. You don't need to be as precise.
And what they need to stay focused is health management and cover.
Probably an odd angle here, but it turned out to be correct. He gets one of the remaining 2.
It turned out to be effective as well.
Now that chamber is using another sniper rifle, so that will be effective against the Viper.
Last player standing.
Well, didn't even use the sniper for that one, just used a rifle. It's just a chamber versus Viper now.
All right, 1v1, and the spike was planted.
Gems is moving forward, taking her time. Oh, and despite the high ground, Gems pulls it out, and it just needs to defuse the spike. And they won't have a problem doing that. Wow, that was. I've always told Connor, listen, that high ground is important. If you don't have that high ground, you're going to be fighting quite literally an uphill battle. And when they have such a specific angle on your head and upper body, you know, as a character in the game, it makes it very easy to kill you. So even despite that high ground, Gems getting that headshot on the chamber, I mean, that was just very important for that win.
Oh yeah, and I totally agree. And they handled it exactly how they should have. Take their time, look at their surroundings, not wait for a movement on their part. The spike was planted and they're still calm.
Yeah, I agree. A very cool skin there on that gun, actually. I like that.
I agree. This is probably one of my favorite agents. I'm a D guy. I like swords and medieval stuff. So immediately, I'm immediately drawn to that greatsword that he's pulling out right there.
Yeah, I think Neon is a newer agent actually, and I've always been partial to Viper. I just love her ability to hold down an area.
And it's also interesting that you can't see what's going on inside, so you go in, you have no idea.
Wow.
You can't plan ahead.
WPSD Comets taking heavy losses very quickly there. Looks like Twizzy is the last one alive, as we've seen for a couple of
Nothing
matches.
that Twizzy hasn't seen before.
Nothing he hasn't seen before, and listen, we've seen 1v3 end up as a win for the Comets.
Now the spike is planted, so that's something that Twizzy's going to need to keep in mind while he pushes forward. That it's a 3v3 and the spike is planted.
It's going to make every decision be a lot more stressful because, listen, you know, you got to move in there, but there's 3 people. That's 3 angles you got to watch.
Exactly, and especially if one of them's using a sniper right now, they can be 2 up close. And it's an unfortunate loss.
Yeah, that was, I could see what Twizzy was doing. I mean, at that point, when you got to run into an open courtyard, no cover, you might as well try to be distracting. You might as well try to, you know, jump around and pull out a nice kill. But I mean, unfortunately, it didn't work there.
Yeah, and I think right now what's most important is adapting. And I think that's something that the WPSD Comets have been doing well, but it's something that they need to do faster.
Oh, I've never enjoyed Killjoy as an agent. I think that her abilities are not good enough. Just in terms of the level of competition we're at right now. That turret can be useful, but with the amount of health it has, it usually deserves to be a distraction for a second.
I mean, but I know you've played Overwatch. Like Torbjorn's is arguably one of the best competitive heroes just because of his turret alone, and I think that Killjoy can be effective in something like this.
And I agree. Yeah, Torbjorn definitely is lauded for his turret, but I mean, there's the Boombot, useless Boombot, run around. I'm making fun of him because it's on the other team right now. All right, looks like WPSD Comets lost 2 members now, but you know we've seen worse odds.
Spike planted.
Spike planted with 6.
Spike's planted. All the rest of the Raiders are there. They took out Twizzy. Now it's just Prod and Breach moving in. Blue is putting through one of his abilities, using a shotgun. And
it looked away for a second, just like that.
Just you know, you can't look everywhere at once. I mean, a shotgun, it doesn't work at long range, so you got to be careful. Oh, and they shoot through the box. Wow. Yeah, that was a flawless victory for the Raiders.
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Last round
I
before
will
the
not,
switch.
sir.
What?
It's my soda. I bought it.
But I want it.
So it looks like right now we're seeing the Raiders move up pretty quickly, and that's a dangerous thing. There are 2 matches, but there are 2 matches, so we're gonna have 2 maps here. But you know, if WPSD Comets loses this, the most they can get is a tie. There is no 3rd map.
And as you can see on the screen, it is the last round before the swap, so we could definitely see an increase in the winning percentage of the WPSD Comets.
Yeah, as we've gone through, I think at first, at the beginning of the conference, we thought WPSD Comets was more of a defense-oriented team. However, they've shown themselves to be pretty adaptable. So we're actually not sure. I mean, this, depending on the characters they choose to play, this could very easily go one way or the other.
From what I've seen, they seem to be pretty aggressive on defense.
Wow,
Attacker
Prod and
spawned.
Gems just doing work right at the beginning of the match.
And it'd be really helpful for them
One
to score
enemy
another
remaining.
before switching sides. That could really put them on the up and up again.
All right, so it's just the enemy Raze now. Maybe if she has her ult ready, she can use it, but I don't know if it would be worth it to use it at this point.
It may be a last resort tactic, and I think that's what it'll come down to. If she can pull 2 aside and then use it and eliminate 2 of the players, I think then that's how she'll use it. She may even try to plant the spike if she has.
Man, the round of 1. Blue getting a nice headshot on her. Wow, and that is very helpful to have
Switching
that
sides.
switch. Definitely helps their chances here. So now let's see how they do on attack. Let's see.
Right there.
I wonder.
Right there.
Where or which side they're going to go. I'm trying to decide on the side they're going to choose to move up on. I think they like to stay as a group and then let one person kind of go off to the side.
Oh, definitely. I think what they need to keep in mind is the Raiders have a really good sniper, and snipers are a really good defensive tactic. And if they can set up in time, and they will now have the time to set up.
Now, where to set up shop?
WPSD Comets need to get ready for that. They need to know that going in, and they just need to push through it.
I agree. Looks like Prod is moving up with the Ghost here, Silence Pistol.
You know, that's probably one of my favorite weapons right there. Just the skin that's on it, a Silence Pistol, it's the best for attack.
And I mean, Prod is moving up by himself, so I think definitely, or I'm sorry, they're moving up together, but I think they're trying to pincer here. Gets taken out long range, however.
But revenge is delivered, right?
Yes, and coincidentally, it's 2 breaches. So Blue is able to take out the other breach. It's just a 4v4 now, perfectly equal. Viper and Neon putting down their walls here, making it difficult. Oh, Spy and Gems getting taken out, now leaving it to Twizzy and Blue.
Nothing
Player standing.
Unfortunately,
Twizzy just died.
Twizzy is eliminated.
Unfortunately, Twizzy perished.
Couldn't let me finish my sentence, Twizzy. Wow.
Blue is holding behind this bubble here. Oh, really playing it risky, but it ends up paying off. And unfortunately, that long range gets him. A Ghost versus a Ghost.
Now, right now, it seems that the Raiders could take a hold of the lead. They could really take off. I mean, they are 3 rounds ahead, so there is time for a comeback. But as it seems that the Raiders are going to pick it. They could take it off.
Yeah. And there's always time for a comeback in games like these.
Of course.
But I mean, if you think about it, round 8, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, what? 13. That's 5. So. Yeah. That's only 5 more wins they need. Now, WPSD Comets could certainly bring it back, but...
And they only need 3 more wins to tie, and I think that's what's more important. And I think right now, that's their goal. To tie the game, keep it tied, and if they can go into overtime, go into overtime.
So Spy, Prod, and Twizzy moving up as a group, they're a little too compact for my liking. You know, one large area of effect could easily take them out.
Yeah, even a collateral, if they're all lined up the right way.
But looks like they have a pretty good environmental awareness. They're all watching that high ground. They're watching those long distance areas. And they knew they were there, but just didn't pull the trigger fast enough. Spy getting taken out, Prod. And just like that, Twizzy takes out one, but the rest of her team is gone.
I just wanted to say that since it is a hybrid team, one of the hybrid teams for the WPSD weekend, so for our viewers that are tuning in, stay safe this weekend.
Yeah, right. You know, we all get that speech by our principal or assistant principal or whatever, but yeah, you want to make sure to stay safe when you're out there. But hey, you know what's even more fun than prom? Valorant. We don't recommend staying home and playing Valorant. Go home and go out and have fun with your friends.
Have fun with your friends.
Yeah.
But when you get home and it's late, maybe play a game or 2 of Valorant.
Play a game of Valorant.
Listen, I'm guilty of it.
Pray to the Twizzy shrine that you have at the foot of your bed. Okay, it looks like they're moving in quickly here. I do really enjoy the Viper, the choice to play Viper, but wow, Spy is just going crazy with the walls there and moving in fast. I do like that.
Now, and that is something that I've noticed that the Viper is actually getting countered.
They're already tightly spiked. And wow, 2 of the Raiders have been removed from the game right away.
Adaptation. They're immediately planting, which is the smart thing to do here, because if they can't beat them in combat and hand-to-hand combat, they can beat them in the amount of time that they have.
Now,
as long as they can get that planted,
yeah.
Go.
And I think Gems was trying to watch that corner but was taken out. Spy doing some crazy work for the WPSD Comets here, and eventually gets the last kill. Wow. Now, that was a rush tactic. They moved in quick, just putting down all of their abilities at once. Now, unfortunately, in my opinion, that is a strategy that doesn't work all the time.
And it won't work all the time. Now that they've used it, they're going to need a couple rounds to use it again. It's on a cooldown right now.
But that was I think it was cool to just see that they could do it. It was powerful. They pushed through very quickly and then got that spike planted. And I mean, that's what pushed the pressure on the other team.
And that's something that's so unique about this.
Let's go.
What we love watching the Patriots play football. You don't want to know why? Because they rush the ball. They're rushing it down the field. Same thing here. It's different playing fields, same tactics.
I'm more of an Eagles guy. I'm sorry.
I'm an Eagles fan as well, but something that I always love about the Patriots is the way that they rush that ball.
I agree. I actually agree with that. They're shooting through that box there, but doesn't get a kill. However, Blue does get taken out by the other breach. So we're gonna lose some of our support through walls, because I've always admired Breach's ability to use his abilities through walls to get enemies that are hiding. They've lost that ability now, so they're gonna have to move in a bit quicker. Gems taking out the chamber, that's good.
It isn't even playing field right now, we don't know the status. Oh, 3v3 still going in.
And the enemy Viper using a bigger gun there than we're used to.
And I'm sure frustration is building because of the Viper's ability. I'm sure frustration is building, and they actually find it rather annoying because you can't see what's going on the other side of that wall.
You're right, and that's just something WPSD Comets does not care about. They don't care. They are willing to move right up and just get in your face.
And it looks like
one enemy remaining.
Gems doing some crazy work. Oh, just getting taken out by the other Viper.
1v1 here.
But not before getting 2 people. The spike is planted here, so...
they're probably going to go after that spike.
Fraud just has to stay on his toes and make sure they don't do damage. Nice
Just like that round.
I like that dragon animation. Whoa. Oh, the spike blew up. That's what it was. I was like, I
it's
guess
like Hanzo's ability from Overwatch. Menacing.
They do have a Hanzo-like character that uses a bow.
Hopefully we get to see it today.
Maybe, but I have not seen any of the Comets, or WPSD Comets, really play somebody, or play that character. And that's why I was surprised with Cypher, because I've just never seen it.
Yeah, neither have I, but I think it's proved either very helpful or rather ineffective.
Yeah.
But right now, I think they have good combat going on right now.
Spy moving in quick, using those abilities to just look at the terrain, definitely look at that high ground, and gets the raise. She was using her ult. She had her rocket launcher out. So it's good then to get rid of her quick. Oh, and gets just taken out by that close-ranged gun by the enemy breach.
I think that's something that right now they're using close range. So they're trying a tactic that the WPSD Comets tried in the beginning of the match, and it seems to be either working really well or not working at all. So I think what they need to do is right now is taking what they're doing, taking their surroundings, and overcoming.
Yeah, now not all of their guns are close range, but long range. But we have seen, I guess by the breach stun there, but we have seen them use very specific weapons. Wow, just take them out right away, Blue.
Not even, they didn't even have time to breathe.
You could say he blew them away. Buddy, I'm just a fun master. Okay, it's a 2v3 now. Not looking good for WPSD Comets, but this can be brought back. Hey, Gems get stunned, and then
they brought the sun, so...
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, right, yeah, the power of the sun, but it was a clutch by Twizzy. 3 kills in a row.
And that's Twizzy's second clutch this match.
Wow, that is something that's impressive to me, because, like, it wasn't like a, oh, where are they? We don't know where they are. It was just a boom, 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 boom. Done.
Yeah, even blinded
Anyone have funds to
pushed
spend?
through it.
The Gems, yeah, did fall victim to that flashbang, but when you're pushed in a corner like that, there's really nothing you can do. And you could see that he tried to move back into his own smoke, but I mean that Raider was moving up and just got rid of him quick.
Behind me.
And they're waiting eagerly here. Gems cannot wait to go, just standing against the wall. There's that boom bot. Get out of here. Oh, that's a grenade. Okay, looks like it's doing some damage to Twizzy. Not much, but could have been much worse if he hadn't seen it.
Nothing hurts a little cuts and bruises, because the scars gives you character.
Initiated.
I like his skin though, that Anubis skin, it seems. Like with the Jackal, it makes a great skin.
Okay, Okay, moving up slowly here. Twizzy is watching that window up there that gives them so much trouble. Now they could move up there and just someone's on the other side. Yeah, look at that. Someone came around the side and just used that high ground to their advantage. Now that turret is still up there.
Now it is a 1v3.
Cypher. So Prod has the spike. The spike has not been planted, but it is in Prod's possession. WPSD Comets and the Raiders are neck and neck right now.
I think that's something that he needs to do right now is plant. He needs to get to a place where he can plant and plant.
I mean, and Prod is moving very quicker than we've seen them move in the same situation. So, you know, he's got to be careful. Listen, he's planting a typical spot to plant. If they know he's there, they're behind that spike. And they just take him out. And
they have enough time to deactivate.
It's dangerous because you're right. You can't look away for more than just a second, or else they'll just get you quick.
Now the WPSD Comets are starting to get close to tying, but the Raiders are beginning to take that lead again with a 2-point lead.
Yeah, and now they are 3 away. So that was a win for them. They defused the spike.
Where will they
However,
go this time?
WPSD Comets needs to push it, or else the Raiders are going to win this one. Now, this is a very evenly matched game that I'm watching here.
Exactly, and you can definitely tell that these are finalists.
Yeah.
Before.
These are the ones who have worked the hardest, they're the ones that have adapted the most, and they're the ones most willing to get in there and be ready for this championship.
And they're giving the WPSD Comets a run for their money.
Yeah. Now, listen, WPSD Comets may win it in the next game with a new map. However, like we said, there is no third map. So if they can lose one and win one, but the most they'll get with is a tie. However, that enemy chamber is pulling out their ult, and they take out WPSD Comets. And Twizzy going down, but Blue reciprocating nicely. So Blue picks up the spike and is moving forward, uses his breach ability there, maybe trying to focus attention somewhere else.
4v3 in favor of the Raiders.
Put a stun through that wall, making sure no one was there.
4v2 now, all he's got to do is plant and defend it.
Plant and defend, if only it were that easy. Blue getting stunned there. Hiding behind this box, hoping to get a pick here. Putting a flashbang through the wall, but it doesn't look like it hit anybody.
Last player standing.
Long range just
Spike
took him out
down,
quick.
B.
That Sage we've seen is good with long range weapons. I believe he and that chamber, the chamber ult, yeah.
I think that's something that right now the WPSD Comets need to take into
Trust
account
me,
for
they'll
is
know.
long range and the specific use of ults.
Yeah, that Sage and that chamber, we saw there with that ending. The Sage got that nice kill on Blue, and then the chamber just held that angle in with his ult.
Now 2 more wins, the Raiders take the round. A tie is better than a loss for the WPSD Comets. I mean, of course.
Oh yeah. However, it will not, I don't believe it will keep them on top of the conference scoreboard.
Now, they could bring it into overtime. If they were to bring it into overtime, it gives them a shot at winning the round, and then that could take them into the next round.
All right, let's see here. They're moving in a group of 2. It's Blue and Twizzy, and then the rest are in a group of 3 on the other side. WPSD Comets looks like they're trying to do a pincer maneuver here. We've seen this a couple times with varying rates of success.
It's like water in the ant hole. You put water in the ant hill, sniffs the ants out. I think that's what they're trying to do. They're going to pinch on that sniper point and take out the
rest. Don't make me explain myself on camera.
Like, put me in the spot here.
Okay, looks like WPSD Comets is easily taking out 2 of the Raiders here, but that Viper quickly, thank you, that Viper quickly reciprocated. Let's see.
We apologize for that. There was a small little problem with our headsets.
Careful there.
We're just getting them changed out.
Blue's holding that angle. Not sure what's happening now. There doesn't seem to be much going on, but looks like they're just trying to hold on.
1 enemy remaining.
3v2. They don't want to give too much up right now.
Twizzy gets the enemy breach. Now all that's left is the chamber. He's done a very good job so far, but you know, a 1v3 is tough. Let's see if they can do it. Round 1, yeah, Prod moved in on his own and took out that chamber.
Now don't get too cocky now, because it's still 11-9.
They only need 2. They only need 2 to win.
Now if they can tie it, that would be the most important thing that the WPSD Comets can do is tie the game right now.
Blue going around the other side. Looks like they might try another pincer maneuver, but we're not sure. He seems to be the only one over there. So possible flank.
It could be effective. It could be effective, but if he gets cornered, you know, Blue giving that type of support up for his other team could lead to a round loss, but it could also prove to be one of the most effective things, especially if he has the spike.
It really all hinges on if the enemy team sees that flank coming, right?
Coming through! I'm
If
out
they
of
see
here.
that flank,
Stop
then
it.
there's no point
Stop
anymore.
it.
It's just going to isolate the
Cage trigger.
Wow,
It seems that
Neon.
he doesn't have the spike, so the flank was the right move there.
Neon putting down their walls
Cage
there,
trigger.
and they all push up. Everyone's looking good on health. However, Blue gets taken out, and I think Blue was trying to flank. So it looks like they got that, the flank forward.
You know, that's a Prod's down, unfortunately. But I think that's the thing. It's either super effective or.
Last player standing.
Wow. So WPSD Comets. Spy gets flashed, and then just gets taken out. So that is going to be another win for the Raiders here, as long as they can defuse, which they can, yeah. So that means they only need one more before the next match.
Now, I know I keep saying it. I want the WPSD Comets to tie this round up.
And I think with where they're at right now, it's not like it's 4-12, it's 9-12. And that, you know, that might be 4 rounds to 1, but really, like, if you play your cards right, that is something that's very possible.
And I've said it this whole time. They need to stay calm. And I think they did go into this a little cocky with their overwhelming win. But I think right now the most important thing to do is stay calm and adapt.
All right, let's see. They're eagerly awaiting.
And this game is fast-paced.
Yeah. Long-range gun here with Blue, so I'm looking forward to that. Definitely looking for people who might take them out down that alleyway.
Getting Eternal vibes off that gun.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Van Helsing type weapon.
Oh, wow.
Vampires out
Okay, so
here.
Twizzy gets taken out, but Prod easily reciprocates, getting the raise, which I'm glad. I think that raised the ability for her to use her explosives to draw people out.
Definitely gives them a better chance of winning this round. So 3v3 evenly matched.
Yeah, drops it to a 3v3. I'm surprised by that Viper using that bigger gun. However, they're doing very good work with it, actually, and I am looking forward to the scoreboard to see where that Viper stands, because honestly, they're doing better with the larger LMG than I've seen anybody do.
Oh, I agree.
All right, so Blue is taking his time here and really moving around, which is something I like. You know, you have to be strategic. You have to really make every movement count. And so I think right now, as they're moving around, they're trying to put themselves in the best position possible.
No, Spy does have the spike.
Gotta go!
Spy
30
back
seconds
to
left.
Stay with Breach, with Blue here. They're going up to that faded hallway that always gives them so much trouble, but it looks like they have a pretty good corner locked down between the 3 of them, and that Viper taking out the Spy with the LMG. Gems here moving through their own poison cloud, just waiting for someone to enter, very confident as always.
One enemy
And wow,
remaining.
look at that, pops out and just quickly takes out the stage.
Round one.
That is round 1. It is now 10-12, they are 3 away. So,
Go from the tie.
oh gosh. Oh,
It's getting close. Make my hands sweat. I'm on the edge
oh
of my seat
my stomach's
right now.
tight right now. I'm so nervous. Now, I don't know if you saw this. I'm sure you did, but from the last game where Twizzy snuck behind it was a 1v1. It was match point. Twizzy snuck behind him and knife killed him. Got a nice kill on their back. Like insta kill.
Don't overthink
Everybody
it.
freaked out.
That's my job.
This would be the ultimate time to do that.
Especially if they can make it a tiebreaker.
This would be the ultimate time to get a style kill like that. Because, you know, right now they're fighting for their life.
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping to see that.
All right,
Taking his time again.
Twizzy holding the staircase. They're just like, you know, like we said, taking it slow. There's no reason to be fast here.
Welcome to
If they
my
just roll down their
world.
defenses and then move in, they will be better off. But when you have a match like this that's so tense, with one round determining the fate of this match, you know, all your movements are going to matter. Twizzy being very cautious. No, but nobody's been taken out yet. Oh, there it is. Twizzy just doesn't check a corner right away, and that chamber gets her.
And for how fast-paced this game is, that blink of an eye.
Yeah, right, if you don't check that corner right away. Wow, not looking good for WPSD Comets here. Losing members left and right, so that we have blue and gems remaining. Oh, and gets the person in the hallway. A very powerful move from him. Sends out a flashbang, and looks like we're gonna get the fire down that hallway.
30 seconds
You
left.
get a headset back? I see how that is.
Man, listen. When you're important enough for a
Last player standing.
Oh, and that was a loss for WPSD Comets. However, they need to defuse this fight here. So they're taking their time, really soaking it in. And that is a loss. So that
Defenders
the best
win.
we can do for the WPSD
will
Comets
not
now
kill my
is
ally.
a tie.
And like I said, it's better for them to tie overall rather than to just tie.
And I'm proud of how they fought. I mean, it was not a steam roll. All right, now let's take a look at the stats here. Now it is kind of what we expect, you know, that the 3 of the Raiders are on top, followed by 3 WPSD Comets. The Rays did an amazing job, and so did the Chamber. I'm not at all surprised that Chamber is up there. Spy, I think, as the highest ranking member for WPSD Comets, did very well.
Yeah.
Definitely, he loved moving in quickly. He loved putting down those walls, and I think those were very helpful, especially when they tried to move in quicker.
I totally agree, but you definitely see where these were final, where these were final competitors.
Yeah, just overall, very, very good players. But that is the end of the first match. We're gonna jump to the second match and then also a second map. So we're gonna take a quick break, let the players, you know, refresh themselves, get ready, and then we'll be right back. So we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back soon.
All right, see you guys then.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the second round here. It's the WPSD Comets versus the Raiders, and we are looking at a similar but, you know, actually different, very similar ability-wise but different agent-wise lineup for WPSD Comets.
Yeah, it seems to be that they took what happened last round and definitely adapted to what they're doing this round.
So what's interesting is that there's actually the new character, I think FaZe, I believe. I am not positive of her name, but I know she's the newest character, and I haven't seen her in play many times. So I'm actually I'm actually unsure of what to make of her, and I'm excited to see her in play.
I definitely think that if you feel confident enough to play a new character, a competitive thing like this, it's definitely something that, you know, that the WPSD Comets need to watch out for.
And I've always loved Astra. I love Astra as a character. Astra's abilities to just open up the map, just completely open up the map to herself, and just put down gravity wells and stuff, is, to me, is just so powerful.
So do you have any predictions for this round?
I don't. They were very evenly matched teams, and I mean, with these new agents and this lineup that they have, anything could happen. I see one of them is playing KO on the other team, and I mean that's a very powerful agent. So it really just depends on the strengths that come forward in this match with the new characters.
Something that I think is going to be really interesting is to see how the WPSD Comets react coming off of a loss.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not easy, right? But it's not easy. But the biggest thing about it is what you were saying at the beginning, stay calm, right? You don't want to get tilted. Because getting angry, getting anxious, it's easy, especially with a tough match like this. But the most important thing that defines a good team is staying calm. Ooh, see someone in the doorway there and takes a shot and doesn't hit.
Bring them down.
Wow, nice kill there. Oh, looks down the hallway.
Spike
now
down
I can
B.
tell, did some damage to the other
Last
team. Did
player
not get
standing.
anyone but that one person, but did do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and I think right now, 2v1, we know one of their
Spike planted.
agents is damaged. Stay calm, stay collected.
Swarm
go
grenade out.
strike.
Yeah, Twizzy is the last player right now, is Killjoy. Decided to stay true to the Killjoy. I'm not a big fan, but I think it can definitely work. I'm gonna put out the turret, possibly as a distraction.
You know, I like the idea of Killjoy. You know, just
I do too. And a lot of people do like to compare her to Torbjorn. However, Torbjorn's turret is very powerful, whereas Killjoy's turret has very little health.
Yeah, but keep in mind that that's probably acting as a distraction.
Yeah, and also a place
What will it be
where you
this
can see
time?
where people are shooting
Have any
from.
patterns emerged
Because
yet?
then you can make sure to get some environmental kills. Because I think Twizzy right there actually was trying to shoot through the box, maybe to see.
I got enough
where
time
the
to go
person
into the
was.
astral form.
Got tired of the headset?
You know what? It's funny is that there's like a continuous white noise coming through it, and so I would be like, yeah. So you see Twizzy over there, and it's just like.
Yeah, I didn't even notice when I was wearing mine. Like,
maybe I got the defect. Yeah, you were complaining. Maybe I got the defective.
Wall raised.
Okay. Oh, and see, this is what I was talking about. Astra's ability to just open up the map like that.
yeah,
I
just
love it.
Enter space.
I mean,
Concealment.
really, yeah, just to become space.
Become ethereal.
So Gem's moving up, now playing Sage instead of Viper, which I also like. I like Viper, however, Sage's ability to heal others, like revive especially, and then self-heal are so important. And I do like that switch up. Although holding the sneaky corner right now, and looks like it's gonna work. Oh,
Opponent
wow,
killed.
Gems. They got them in the end, but they were missing those shots there.
Yeah, and you know, I think that has something to do with the loss in this round. Definitely getting on his nerves, I think.
Now, WPSD Comets 3-4. Like I said, it's a very doable. You know, one team member doesn't necessarily mean too much.
I didn't see once last round. It seemed to be all kind of assault rifle type.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like they just went the wrong way. That
Last player standing.
And that is it. Wow.
Another loss. And like I said, you know, this team is, I think the
That moment is
WPSD Comets
Cool.
went in
Now
with,
we are here.
went in with this
Here.
idea that, you know, the Raiders were going to be a relatively easy team without looking at what they had been through.
You think so?
I definitely think so. With the way that this team is the way that this team is like coordinating with each other, they definitely know how to communicate well with one another. Their Raiders' ability is very good. Not to say that the WPSD Comets isn't good.
Yeah.
It's just to say that I think it's something that this team, it's something that the WPSD Comets.
Well, I think it's hard to expect any kind of team, and I mean those stats can be very misleading. You know, Union City had beat teams that beat the WPSD Comets. So the WPSD Comets lost to teams that Union City beat, and WPSD Comets did very well in their match against Union City. So those stats can be very misleading. But Gems moving up through that smoke there and then getting taken out from the back. I mean, you know, there's no way to defend against it. You just have to be watching all your angles.
Yeah.
So it looks like there's 3 left. Prod. Wow.
Spike
Okay.
down, B.
For Prod, that is 2
player
people down in
standing.
quick succession. However, KO did get they're one of the second last member of the WPSD Comets. So it's just blue now.
That unfortunate elimination. I just want to make a comment on this map. It gives me like Venice, Italy
do not
vibes,
fear the
but then
chaos
it's like, you know, it's floating, it's shattered, just like some of the maps from Smash, which is really interesting. Like,
I will say the aesthetic of this game is appealing. Like the maps themselves are not the most complex, but when you look up, like in the sky there, you can see at the top of the screen, there's that like floating island.
yeah, and it's like shattered.
And that's what the spike does canonically. The spike actually like creates these tremors that like lift the ground up. And we could get into the whole story, but we're not going to do that to spare you. We could. We could, but oh, I love this. Spy pulling out the shotgun. I've always wanted to see more shotguns, and I think that with the way they play, they can be very effective. However, we did see last match, there were some moments where that shotgun ended up being their demise. They just didn't have enough reach.
Carrying that greatsword.
Grenade!
That forearm strength has to
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that actually.
He's using one hand like this to carry a greatsword.
Glad you pointed that out. Oh, the drone up there gets rid of it quickly, but they have been spotted.
Didn't even
Wow, that bomb barely missed. I don't think they're expecting Spy to be in that corner, but we don't know. We're gonna have to hold that angle and just pray.
I have faith in Spy. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. He's waiting for it. He's gonna take his moment. And just like he's waiting, he's waiting, he's waiting.
Meanwhile, Twizzy gets taken out. Oh, and turns around, and right away the KO just pops her.
Spike down.
So that's, wow, and Gems getting 2 kills before being eliminated.
Last player standing.
And Prada also getting eliminated right after that.
I feel like it always gets down to those like big team battles, right? And it's like boom, 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 like they're getting each other down.
One
and in the
enemy
end,
remaining.
Now left to blue with an elimination
Spike
right
what a
there.
down.
sneaky
A.
kill from behind the boxes. They weren't even
Spike
expecting
carry,
it.
too.
Yeah. So that means that this Reyna is gonna have to move up.
Wow.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of very good Reynas in these matches, and it's no surprise there'd be another good one. I think it may be actually the Chamber had switched to a Reyna. And the 3 that I found that have been the best, at least in the Greater Union Conference, have been Reyna, Chamber, and Sage. I found those to be the best players by far.
Placing sentry.
Let's see, they both have a Killjoy here, and that's the guy with the bow, actually. On the right of the enemy team, the Raiders, they have and so when you'll see it's like a huge bow strike like through the walls. Looks like they're all they're a bit spread out right now, but they're holding their various angles. I like that. Enemy Killjoy's planted her ult, buffing her teammates. Yeah.
That's something that they gotta look out for. Buff team, like
a buff team, like everybody's within that range. I mean, you know, you're getting a debuff and they're getting a buff.
And that could be explaining why, you know, they're like the Raiders are just excelling so
Spike
well
planted.
on the 1v1s is because they're getting buffed by the Killjoy.
Yeah, and now Killjoy can only pull that out, you know, whenever she has her ult. But I mean, that's so powerful when you're using it, and they need to come to you, like.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. They're moving cautiously. Gems here, trying to move through that Viper smoke. Enters inside. Wow.
Player standing.
Oh, but just not enough. That was. I'm actually a little shocked at that.
I thought he had it.
I know. I think that loss of visibility for like a second, the KO was able to turn around and just get her.
It's not looking great for the WPSD.
I believe that was a dabbing penguin sticker that was placed, and they died. Okay, I will actually amount that to the dabbing penguin.
Yeah.
Because come on.
One enemy remaining.
God tier spray.
It's hard to fight that. Okay, so we're looking at
5-0
yeah,
right now.
the sixth round right now. WPSD Comets have not won a single one. I don't think it'll stay like that. I think they'll win at least one, but they haven't been picking up the pace right now.
I'm not sure if it's nerves, if they're still upset about that loss. I can't tell what it is, but the WPSD Comets are really, they just seem to be behind right now. If they can get ahead of it, if they can't, they may lose this and be, what is it, second in the conference now?
Yeah, maybe. I think tied. I think they'd be tied. But, however, that was nice with the Raze kill right out the gate, so immediately starting off with a 5v4. You know, it can easily go both ways, but very powerful to begin.
Definitely think that the WPSD Comets are better on attack.
Yeah, Gem's almost getting a 2 kill there.
I know, it was close. But I think statistically we've seen that the WPSD Comets have done better on defense, but you know, as it's been demonstrated today, they are better on offense.
I agree.
Spike down A.
Moving probably slowly, gets a nice kill, wow, and just quick succession takes them out. Prod and Blue working together there to kind of pincer those two last Raiders and get them down.
And I mean, you were right there. They won a round. It's almost like you said it, so maybe say it again and they'll win another.
I feel like I'm going to jinx it, so I'm not going to do that. Puts up the Twizzy puts up the turret on that wall there. That's a sneaky spot, and I like that, but it's not going to do much unless there's somebody there watching it, knowing where it's shooting, because the biggest thing for the turret is that it just shows you where people are. Yeah. And if there's nobody there to see it, then it's not really that effective.
No, but it could turn out to be a good distraction to get a stealth kill.
Yeah, and but I also think that goes back to my point of, like, there just needs to be something there. Now, I have not seen Boombot very often, but now that Boombot's on our team, I'll be more sympathetic to it. Okay, Killjoy taking out a Killjoy. It's Killjoy and Killjoy violence here.
Spike planted.
The Viper has kind of just gone crazy, but all their walls are down now. So they're just holding this choke point.
Alright, all they gotta do is stay calm.
I'll find you.
Because, yeah, I was going to say, it looks like there's going to be a big team battle coming up. Wow, Blue doing some good work taking out 2 of the Raiders.
Boombot rolling out.
Boombot? Yeah. And wow, yeah, pulling out the Raze ult, firing that rocket launcher off, getting a good kill with it. All they have left to do is defuse the spike.
The strongest 4 in the West out here.
Oh boy. And they got it.
Reloading.
Yeah, right, the greatsword. We'll probably javelin throw it.
Now the WPSD Comets could
make their
pull out a tie
your
here.
weapon.
Yeah, right. Like we said, there's not going to be a win for the WPSD Comets. It can only be a tie because they lost the first round, which is unfortunate. But we're going to see how they keep playing. It looks like they've pumped up the juice a little bit.
Oh, definitely.
I like how that's wheelchair accessible. You see that?
Oh, yeah,
it's covered with a ramp.
I wonder if they'll have a single character.
Yeah, right. I think that would be nice. And I know I've definitely talked about that with Connor. I love the diversity in these
Concealment, blocking
you have so
vision.
much room to play with that you can kind of just make characters however you want, and it's always going to be a place where like you can genuinely see any character.
Oh, and it's something. It has something for everybody, and it adds like a different level to the game where it's more expandable. It spans everything.
Spike down
a nice
mid.
2 kill there, taking out the Viper, which I think is very important because the Viper is a big problem. Boombot, come on, buddy, and he died. Okay, that's fine. That's all right. He's
just like a drone around on some siege. You had
one enemy remaining.
Yeah, it's fine. Checking that corner. Okay, making sure nobody's there. Wow, the Killjoy's all that's left. A flawless victory. Wow, and that's only round 3, and they already got a flawless victory. It looks like WPSD Comets is figuring themselves out here.
I think they're really starting to come back. They're seeing where they weren't doing so hot, and now they're really starting to push through that.
Should I play some stars in this
Let's
reality?
see what they do here. I'm wondering if they're going to have a change of strategy.
That'll wet.
Back in the stratosphere, seeing through time and space.
The end portal, if you will.
Right there.
Going to the nether.
I think that Astra
That's
is such a vital part of the team. Now, Astra's ability is not amazing. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I do just think having that oversight of the battlefield is very useful. Especially those traps, essentially, anywhere.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but that game is They're so cool.
Oh no, I agree. I like the moving parts.
No, but I totally agree with you. I think the gravity wells are placed correctly can be so effective.
I wonder if WPSD Comets can actually pull ahead here. I mean, if the Raiders go up, or if the Raiders get put behind without winning another match, I'd be surprised. I think the WPSD Comets can do it, but they're going to have to maybe lose another match before it happens.
If it comes down to a win with the WPSD Comets, it's going to be a neck and neck fight to the death.
Because it's so equally, it's so fair, it's so equal, and I love it. That's what makes a good game. And Connor and I were talking about that. You don't want to steamroll, but you also don't want to be steamrolled. So
yeah,
having a match like this where it's so evenly, they're trading off, they're comfortable with the weapons, they're comfortable with the abilities. It's very important. Now we actually haven't seen much happen in this round. But one of the Raiders was killed, but other than that, there hasn't been much combat, much loss of health at all.
30 seconds left.
Enemy spotted.
Back on the wall there, I don't know if you noticed, there's a little wiener dog that was like spray painted on the wall.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh wow, a tasty headshot as they come around the corner. Twizzy just ready for it.
One enemy remaining.
They're gonna keep pushing forward, trying to pincer them. Okay. Wow, I was gonna start bringing up, the what's going on in that fight, but I didn't even need to. It was over before I even saw it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
That's what's really interesting about this game. It's just how fast-paced it is. You need to be thinking just like that.
I mean, it was like Twizzy when that person came around the corner and Twizzy just popped them once.
Turret out.
That's the kind of reaction time you need. If you don't have that reaction time, you're gonna get shot.
So I think they're really starting to get close to a tie. I'm actually really surprised how fast that the WPSD Comets just came out of the gate.
I know, I think they have a very good chance of pulling ahead without losing another match right now, because I was expecting them to maybe the Raiders get to 6 and then they pull ahead.
Placing swamp grenade.
They're one away from
Find
time.
you.
You
should run.
Into the window.
Everybody fears it. I totally understand the decision. And the Killjoys putting down their ult at the same time. I actually don't know how that works. If they cancel out, if they...
I think it's just kind of, you had regular soldiers at one point, now you have super soldiers going against each other.
Grenade.
Okay, let's see how they all use this battlefield to their advantage, which has been another thing I've liked. That Astra putting down a large wall there, restricting the view. Ooh, Twizzy with another
down,
good
mid.
angled kill there behind the wall. I like that.
Right, they put in a pineapple stick for ammo.
Okay, Gems, I think they have a good idea of where Gems is. Oh, and like we said, you don't hit those shots right away, then you may just end up getting eliminated, which is what happened.
Now, will they maintain their spot if they tie? I think is the question.
I think that it will, if they tie, I believe they'll just be tied for points. I'm not exactly
30
sure how
seconds
that's
left.
going to work. But I just know that if they lose this, they will then be replaced, I believe.
But no matter what, they go to compete in the tournament?
It's very likely. When you have
One
a team that
enemy
does so
remaining.
well, oh wow.
Spike down A.
You really just got Blue there. I've seen this a lot from Blue during these past 2 games. The time is running out though, so
10 seconds left.
the enemy team, or the Raiders, need to focus, because if they don't plant that spike, it's over.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's gonna
Spike
happen.
planted.
Oh, spike's planted. She's done, yeah. But
Defuse the spike.
I think when you have a team that does so well like this, really just knows what they're doing, you're gonna see them as a champion.
It's good.
Now they are tied. The thing I wanted most last round has just happened. They are tied.
Yeah, and that's so crazy impressive when you think about how they were doing at the beginning. I mean, it was 5-0.
And now they're coming back stronger than they have.
And forcing the Raiders
should
into a
probably place
tie
some
would be
stars
just
in
the
the
best
astral
case
plane.
scenario, as we've talked
Should
about, because they can't win, right? They can only have a tie. There is no third map, which is kind of odd. But I guess to maybe limit how much time you're spent playing the game, I guess it kind of makes sense.
Especially
Be
with
ready, guys.
especially with
Be
Valorant, since
ready.
it is an unlimited overtime.
That'll work.
You could have games going for 3-4 hours.
Without a star, I can film it.
6
Locking
hours
Yeah.
long, and I think that's something that they want to avoid, especially
For anyone who tuned in maybe a match or 2 ago, Connor actually had to sit here by himself. I was unavailable, and he sat through 37 matches so far in overtime.
I was coming in and out of that, and I kept checking, and poor Connor just sat.
Poor
here.
guy. I mean, listen, we love our job, but after a while, it gets intense, and you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. It's like, I mean, his little heart couldn't do it.
Look, Wiener Dog.
Oh, I saw it. I actually saw it. God, you actually scared me. I was like,
I knew I was writing you down in me, right there.
so it's a 3v3 now. Blue has very little health. So we don't know how the enemy team is looking, but some very capable players there. And the Reyna. Wow, nice
One
kill from
enemy
Astra.
remaining. Last player
Okay, so
standing.
1v1.
Doesn't matter. Chill.
Oh.
Yeah, and the WPSD Comets take the lead.
That Twizzy
Last round in the
very
half.
quickly just pulled out that headshot, and that's what I'm saying. Twizzy has been doing very, very well. I think Blue and Twizzy have definitely been the most consistent with getting like those double kills.
I definitely agree.
Last round before swaps. Okay, so the WPSD Comets are going to be put on attack. Now that's where we saw a little bit of trouble for them at the beginning of that last
Now, will we
round.
see them going into this swap in a tie, or will they go into it with the lead? And I think right now that could be how this game ends: is if they go into it with the lead, or they go into it in a tie.
A sniper. I like. I mean, it's a bit risky with a map like this, very close quarters, but you know what they say. I mean, when in Rome, become a sniper.
Swarm grenade out.
When you're gonna need a
Got it.
long-range
Weapon.
weapon.
Oh, and just the high ground there, having that nice shot on the head.
Twizzy
just
doesn't even
perfect.
take damage during rips, right?
Although Twizzy is on very low health right now, so
Spike
you're
down,
gonna have to
B.
look out. But they are
One
doing very
enemy
well,
remaining.
4-2. They're just gonna move in, and that is a game one. Blue again with the fabulous double kill at the end there.
Going into the
Switching
swap
sides.
with the
Chatter
lead.
in the cold
That is impressive, and I have to say, I think WPSD Comets, if they play their cards right, can definitely bring this to a tie without losing another match.
Twizzy drops the spike, doesn't want to be the holder of that.
Twizzy, you coward.
Why would you betray us?
Okay, so Twizzy picked the spike back up,
Here.
I believe.
No, Twizzy doesn't have it. It's
Oh, it's Gems. Oops. Okay, so that's interesting though, because Gems, Sage has the ability to put up a large like wall to protect herself. So I wonder if Gems is going to try to utilize that when they're in that courtyard trying to put down the spike.
and you know, I play Rainbow Six Siege. I hate having the diffuser.
Oh,
So
me too.
it's so stressful. I don't blame Twizzy for dropping it.
It's a hard job. Okay, those windows have been very important. They spotted Twizzy, but Twizzy's far enough back that I don't think it's going to matter.
No, and he can run away in time that it won't matter.
Those windows though are terrible because you get a well-placed explosive in there, and I mean it's all over.
And this map is destructible, unlike Overwatch and a couple other games such as
Enemy
these
spotted.
windows will
Reloading.
break.
Oh my gosh, they just moved in a group there, just overwhelmed the Viper.
Which is, it's good and bad because now a well-placed grenade could separate them. And Boombox is out, Boombox is out. Look at him.
Boombot, yes, go. Don't turn around. Show me the boom. All right, looks like Boombot didn't do anything. That's fine. There's always next time. Oh my gosh! Just funneled him through that doorway. Yeah, shut the door. Don't let him through. All that's left is the KO versus a team of 4 for WPSD Comets. They quickly moved in, and that is a round 1. That was incredible. I love that. Listen, I don't want to speak for the team. I think that was the power of the Boombot.
because it means you're my
Boombot,
friend.
the spirit of the Boombot.
It was,
Last.
listen, Boombot, totally useless. Didn't do anything. But it's not there to do something. It's there to be moral support, and that's what we like about it.
You know, Boombot for me is like a hamster. It's not gonna do much, but just because you have it and you wake up every morning and you see its cute little face, you're happy when you wake up.
Didn't think that analogy was going to be good. It was pretty good. I have to say, I kind
Checking
of
the
agree with it.
situation.
Because when you think about it, hamsters really don't do anything.
They kind of hang out. They run
I
on
need
a
to
little
stop
wheel.
obscuring
That's what Boombot
vision.
does. They let him see the cows.
Good
Wow,
attempt for you.
Gems Blue barely dodging a sniper round from across the map and then got the kill. That was
long
impressive.
shot,
Yeah, barely dodging it. But looks like they are down one person. The
Back
Raiders
into
are
the
down.
nether.
The Blue has gone into space and is using the map, looking for those
Blocking
possible
vision,
choke points and putting down
obscuring
those abilities there. Looks like most of the team is clumped in one spot, but they're doing their traditional 3 and 2 groupings.
I hope this continues to work out with them. Yeah, I liked their tactic last time where they kind of moved as a group until they had the spike planted.
Spike has been planted, yeah, and now, wow, WPSD Comets wasting no time just removing members from the Raiders.
One enemy
we've seen,
remaining.
and KO again is the last one
Flawless.
standing.
flawless.
We have seen over and over how they just move in quickly, pincer them together, and then just eliminate them singly, and that's or singularly, and that is so effective against this team.
And I think that's where the Raiders are having a similar thing to what the WPSD Comets had going into this. They were a little cocky going into it. They took a really big lead, and now the WPSD Comets are, what, they're 4 away from winning it all?
Gems has the spike again, and that worked well for them last time. So let's see if we can keep that momentum going. Now, they're going to have to watch the windows if they go in there because, as we saw before, Twizzy was spotted. It didn't matter because they were far enough back, but...
There it was. It was on the ceiling.
Yeah. Moving in slowly, yep, reveal. It looks like they're taking some damage. They're getting shot through the wall. Wow.
Spike down B.
And that's 2 kills for the Raiders against the WPSD Comets. And both of them with LMGs.
Raiders are following suit. They lost 3 or 4 rounds, and now they're adapting. And the Shadow Furby is thrown.
Shadow Furby, it's staring at us. I don't like that.
Saw my soul, my deepest fears. Brought them out.
Looks like Astra placed a blocking cloud back there just to maybe close off that side from flankers. A good idea, but with a 3v4, they might be able to pull this off.
I think Prod, given that he stays calm, can do this.
While Blue gets taken out by the Viper, so it's a 4v2 now. It's not looking good for WPSD Comets. Taking shots through the walls here. Viper screen is going to mess them up, take away some of their visibility. But
last player standing.
Okay, and that was a wow, a nice peek from underneath the little platform there. Now Prod just has to move slowly and pick the right corners. Now it's going to be a matter of just trying to decide which place is right to look at. Wow, that's unfortunate. I mean, it's like we said, you know, if you don't hit that first one, then you're probably not going to hit the rest.
Now they're wounded. They did hit a couple.
Yeah, definitely took damage.
Just needs to be careful.
10 seconds left.
He's got a plant, and they know it. The Raiders are going to be pushing in fast. So Prod's got to jump up and just start shooting. But really, you can't do anything. I mean, Prod did his best to take them out. They were trading shots, but in the end, he had 10 seconds. He had to plant.
He had nothing. There was no other plan of action, and especially because he was the last one.
Team Ace.
Right. Now, I don't think this is going to be a large change. I don't think this is going to be a large change for
Let's go.
Yeah, sorry, thank you.
Can
wow,
someone
I don't
get
know where that
this?
went. It's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a change. I think they're going to continue getting that win streak. Now, you're going to have those rounds where you lose one, but it was 9, or it's been 5 for the Raiders for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think that round is going to change.
Right there.
No, me either. And I think, yeah, they went what 9 rounds at 5. So I think right now they can stay calm and they can continue to push through.
Yeah.
Grenade!
Throws the grenade right away. Doesn't quite work. Oh, Spy, I'm sorry.
Even Spy looks a little upset.
I'll find you.
It's all right. It happens. Listen, you're ahead. You got some time. You got some space to make a few mistakes, but you know, I trust Spy. I think he knows what he's doing. He's holding that high ground, which I do like. I've always emphasized the high ground. And
anyone that's played a game like this, you hold a grenade too long.
Yeah, you block a teammate when they're shooting or something. It happens. It's you know, it's part of the game. Really hiding there, looking for that flank. I think just making sure no one comes up behind them. I think it's the worst feeling in the world when someone manages to sneak up on you like that.
Gems gun skin, I like it. Simple. You know,
just the gray.
Just it's simple. You know.
Just a normal gray base gun skin.
No, I don't know. I think it fits. Like it's just.
It fits Gem's hardline personality. Wow. Okay. So.
Spirit of the Giraffe helping him out there.
Turret out.
Okay, they're very compact right now. They're moving as a group, which is not a bad thing. Especially when it's a 4v3 like this.
30 seconds left.
You have to be careful of a well-placed explosive area of effect. But it looks like they're going to be planting and moving down this courtyard.
You want to know what's up this right now?
What's that?
Boombot.
You think? Oh, okay, look at that. KO just took out
player standing.
Prod, and now we just lost Hyrbid. So it's Gems alone.
Nothing that Gems hasn't seen before. I know.
Oh!
Look at that!
Look at that! That was boom boom. They were right behind one another. See, that's what I love. You don't expect
Damn,
it. You
Sage,
walk
you
around the
do
corner, you're not
everything.
expecting
Why
him,
do
one
I-
headshot, and then he just didn't even move the cursor.
Spirit of Boombot lives on
Wow.
for the WPSD
And,
Comets.
and that brings them to 10. 10 rounds won for the WPSD Comets in an amazing fashion. That got them to double digits.
3 out from the victory.
That was incredible. I love that. That was a nice collat there. And I'm sure the Raiders are not happy.
Oh no.
Rise
If I were on the
and
Raiders team,
glory.
I'd be angry too.
Looks like they're getting ready. Seems that Spy has the spike. They're moving
dropped
up
the spike.
slowly. Gonna put down the spike. Getting up to the high ground again. I like that. Spy trying to utilize the terrain.
Placing swarm grenade.
Now I don't like, that's why I
Wrong
doesn't have the
grenade
spike.
out.
That's a little frightening
Here.
that it's just kind of chilling, but it was
Prod does have it now, so at least
Enemy
someone
down.
has it. All right, so they lost Twizzy, but Prod quickly reciprocates by taking out their KO.
it is
There, take them!
Okay. Oh, and the rocket launcher comes out. Spy is
One enemy
moving up.
remaining.
Didn't quite get a kill there, but definitely drew them away.
2v1.
Unfortunate that Spy got taken out right there, but I mean, they are pretty high up.
Last
and-
player standing.
Oh, it's a
Spike
Prod
planted.
versus Verena fight. The Ghost Furby goes up. Can it do enough to get them the win? This is going to be hard. I mean, Prod's got to either wait it out or kill this guy, and you know that the rain is coming.
The spike is planted, that's all that matters.
Right,
so
and that
Rod
means
can
that-
wait as long as he like,
Ooh.
and it's an unfortunate loss.
It seems like that cursor just lined up very well, but I mean, like you said, you know, you never know what's going to happen. If you get that one hit, you're done. So that's unfortunate, but only one round out of how many they've won. Okay, so now that's going to be 10 for the WPSD Comets and 7 for the Raiders. Now the WPSD Comets are 3 away from winning. However, we did see last game, it was a similar situation with the Raiders, and the Comets managed, or the
Right
WPSD
there.
Comets managed to bring it back a little bit.
And even this round, it was a similar situation, and the WPSD Comets managed to win 9 rounds consecutively.
Now, what do you think
Yeah.
of Prod's dagger here, the melee weapon?
I like it. It's a little impractical. You know?
Oh yeah, on fire,
Like-
a little impractical.
Yeah, but like, you know, he also has the heart of a star and a gun, so.
Now, see, the Sheriff is a gun that I really like. It's pretty much just a revolver, but I mean, its ability to do damage. The only problem is that you need to hit, because the reloading is taking a long
Alright,
time.
goes for every throw.
Ghost Furby is thrown, and the Killjoy Twizzy has put down his ultimate and buffs the entire team. So as they're pushing up, they're going to get a nice buff here. Astra put down her wall, blocking off the map. Boombot doing nothing as always, but that's fine. Oh,
Just there.
Gems gets taken out through the doorway. Viper using the LMG. Oh, and the Sheriff just
Last
not getting
player
it done.
standing.
Wow,
Spike
and
down
quickly
A.
dropping down to just blue as Astra here, also with the Sheriff. Gonna have to do some quick thinking here to take anybody out.
Looks like the Raiders are starting to pick up a little more steam.
Uh-huh.
We're starting to see what the WPSD
Nice
Comets
shot
are
with
doing.
the Sheriff there. That's the Sheriff in action, doing good work. It's very accurate, but you gotta hit that shot. Oh, and that is a
It's a
lost
loss.
round for the WPSD Comets.
Still in the lead though. It's
Still in the lead. They have a two-match
Again.
lead, but the Raiders are starting to pick it back up, and this pace is not stopping. The speed has stayed consistent, and that is what is making this game so intense. Because, like you said, you look away for a second, someone gets taken out, and then the match completely changes.
Now Gems is back with the spike. This is something that we haven't seen in 2 rounds, but I think they want to go back to what was working.
Right there.
I agree. I think this could be good for them, especially with Gem's ability to use that wall and block off the map to make her more secure. They're moving in that typical, ooh, right away, taking out with a sniper by the Reyna. However, the Reyna is then quickly defeated by Blue. And Gems
brought back.
reses Prod, so now it is a 5v4. A nice switch up for how that round started. They're moving in. Blue taking out KO, dropping it quickly to a 5v3. This could be flawless for the WPSD Comets, but they need to play it correctly.
Now Gooey was one of the people on the Raiders team who was
Where
on
are
the
you?
competing team, the Overwatch final.
yeah.
And I think that obviously shows on how well he's doing.
Yeah, I agree. Twizzy taken out quickly. Oh, but reciprocation
Spike
all
down,
around
B.
as Gems takes out the other player, however, gets taken out herself. So
One
we're dropping
enemy
this to
remaining.
3v2. And
Probably using some sort of blood magic right there.
it looks pretty even, but they're going to start planting. Oh, the Viper's all that's left, but the Viper's got that LMG. It can shoot through walls, and I think that it's done some pretty good work. So this could be a round for the Raiders.
Bring them down.
It does press the Viper.
It does.
We found one.
Yeah, it is a weapon that really enables.
Find you.
Shadow Furby, get out of here.
Alright, Shadow Furby. Shadow Furby. Sticky yarn.
Boy, Aiden, you need to read up on this girl's abilities.
Well,
Shadow Furby. Oh, and quickly taken out by the Viper, just a peek. And they're not using the LMG, they're using a rifle. However,
the round is
inconsequential, the round has been won for the WPSD Comets. Okay, so two left. Two rounds left before the WPSD Comets win. Can the Raiders bring it back? What do you think? Do you think we're gonna see?
I think it depends. Right now,
Anyone
I think
feeling
we're looking
generous?
At, you know, can the WPSD Comets keep up that force that they're using,
Thank
or
you.
will the Raiders come out with something that is unexpected? Something that the Raiders used last game that was so effective was when they used their ults all at once.
Yeah.
That seems that really threw off the WPSD Comets. Now they could have a counter to that. But what we saw was that really set them off balance. And if they do that now, it could lead to a round win, not a game.
Okay, and Spy and Prod getting taken out by the KO. The KO moving very quickly, which is something we have not seen before. Gems taking some shots, but doesn't seem worried about it. I think he tried to heal there, but it was in the animation and got taken out. So that's going to leave Blue taking out the Soru. I believe his name is Soru. Oh yeah, with the bow and arrow. That's the guy with the bow and arrow, of course.
All right, it's a 3v2.
Last player
Blue
standing.
and Twizzy moving up here. Okay.
Twizzy, back on the clutch.
Back on the clutch. Let's see. Is this going to be win number 9 for the Raiders? Picks up the spike, which is important. That's good.
No, with base Boom Bappy with them.
Moving slowly here. Not wanting to give away their position. Wow, nice. I did not see them. I would not have seen that. So that was a very nice peek
right with the
from
map.
Twizzy. Twizzy's at full health right now, so it's looking good.
30
However,
seconds left.
KO has shown himself to be pretty secure when it. And just like that, you never know who's going to be waiting, and if you don't have that quick trigger finger, you're just going to get your head taken
Everyone's
off.
tech still working?
The
Double check it,
WPSD
please.
Comets do need 2 more to win to tie the games and maintain their spot just by a point differential.
Yeah, no, it looks like they're going to start moving together. They're going to go in a group of 4, possibly. Again, watching those windows to make sure that they don't get hit by any sort of ability from above.
Their fears
Gem
betray
has the
them.
spike.
Right there.
Which is nice. I like Gems having the spike. It makes the team feel more consistent, I think.
I think it also, you know, it provides Gems with the opportunity to play a little
Recovering
more
it.
defense.
Need that back.
And, you know, with what we've seen, Gems is a better defensive player.
Yeah.
And when he has that spike, he plays more pulled back, more defensively, and I think that works better for him.
They're moving in here now. They got to be careful. You know, like we
find
talked
you.
about, a well-placed taking shot from the high ground above that courtyard there.
Well played Viper also.
They lost Blue in that, but okay, they also lost Spy. However, Twizzy easily reciprocating and taking out their KO, a key player on the Raiders team.
The ally Killjoy.
Yeah, so they're going to get a buff from that.
Rod
Which,
gets a
wow.
double kill.
Dropping it to a 3v1. It was not going the Comets' way at first, but now, especially with that Killjoy ult, they are able to plant and definitely hold off this Reyna. However, Twizzy and Gems are both on low health. So if they can, and in that animation, yeah, it just gets taken out. So it's Prod and Twizzy now. Prod with a sniper rifle, something we don't see often.
Last player standing.
Like
Oh no, a 1v1. The Reyna versus the Prod. Sorry, yeah, I like the skins too. Which makes this match so much more intense because it's like, makes you feel like you're fighting like these 2 gods, right?
Yeah, battle.
Oh, and he barely misses the rifle and gets taken out. That is unfortunate.
And it's a close one now. we're up to it's gonna be
Clutch.
10 after this round. It was clutch on their part.
Now at this point, anybody could win. Anybody.
They could also go into a tie round as well.
Don't
That's
stress
true.
if I die. It was great
So
knowing you all.
WPSD Comets needs to
Also, to be
quickly
fair,
move
okay.
forward. Now I like their rush tactic that they used with Neon at the beginning. However, they don't have Neon this time, and this map is not as good for rushing. So it might be difficult, but I think they can pull it off if they try.
It may be a tactic they also want to explore too. Is just a rush tactic. While it may not work necessarily on this map, it has worked for them.
Don't
in the past.
overthink it. That's my job.
Let's see. We're getting ready. It looks like Blue is doing some of his Astra magic. Probably putting down his ult there and putting that massive wall up, making it very difficult for the other team to get. Twizzy getting taken out long range. Astra moving up behind.
Still all 5 members on their team. Hurt by Twizzy, at least one or two of them, but all 5 members are still on.
Nice shot from Blue, taking out the Reyna that won the match last round for the Raiders.
It's a 4v4 now.
Looks like Gem is going to try to put up a wall there, blocking off that entrance, which is a good idea. However, gets taken
Spike
out.
down A.
That KO, I'll tell you, watching him play has been pretty impressive. I mean, he's a good player. He's a very good player.
Prod doing extremely well right here.
Astra putting down the smokes and such things.
Last player
Okay,
standing.
Prod's the only one that's left. Quickly taking out the enemy Killjoy. Now just needs to take out the KO and Mr. Bowman, as we've so lovingly begun calling him. Prod just watching all angles right
30
now.
seconds
not
left.
wanting to get snuck up on. I mean, this could be a win for the Comets. Okay, the great Kirby comes out. Watching that doorway, slowly circling around. I mean, that high ground is dangerous. If somebody gets up there, you can definitely see Prod getting taken out.
And he just needs to play
I have the
defensively.
spike.
He doesn't have
10
anything
seconds
behind
left.
him. He
Oh,
also
takes
should
some hits
plant.
from behind there. He's gonna move back. And just like that, comes around the corner and sneaks a kill.
It is a tied game. It's anyone's game at this point.
Oh god.
One dream ends,
God.
another
It's so stressful. Okay, and remember everybody, this is the final match for the Greater Union Conference. This determines who will be on top of the leaderboard for all the teams in the conference. This is important for WPSD Comets and the Raiders.
And it also, if the WPSD Comets win, they remain in their 1 seed spot. But if they lose, they could drop down to the 2 seed.
Fight!
I wonder if they're going to change up their strategy at all. It looks like Blue has taken the spike, which is something we haven't seen for a little bit, but I wonder if they're going to have to change up their strategy at all to maybe just move past the Raiders team.
I think it's in the WPSD Comets'
I have the
interest
spike.
to rush.
I agree. I think there's nothing to lose at this point. I mean, yeah, you might lose the game, but right now, moving as slow as they are, I don't know if that's going to work for them.
One well-placed grenade could be the end of this match right here.
Prod is getting ready to launch that Furby grenade, if you will, but it looks like they thought against it, and now they're just waiting. They're biding their time.
Where are
Okay, there it goes. Smoke bombs come out, the Viper wall goes up, and all of the abilities are slowly getting played one by one. Now it's just a matter of who's going to move in first. The Ray's ultimate has come out. Can we see a nice kill? And the enemy Reyna takes out our Rays.
down,
However, they are reciprocating nicely. It's a 2v2. It's Twizzy and Blue yet again. And this is going to go. Wow.
Round 1.
And they take them out right within seconds of each other, winning the
point.
round. Now this
Once we win, just
is
dump
what
a
it's
little
all
tech in
about.
my lab. I'll
If
fix
they
it
can
up.
get this, this means they are the winners, the champions of the Greater Union Conference.
Now, it is important for the Raiders.
A timeout. I don't believe we have seen a timeout in any match throughout this conference so far. At least none that I've been for.
And I haven't seen one either. So this is the first time out that's been active. And I think that right now, the Raiders have time to make a game plan. Same with the WPSD Comets. They need, right now, both of them, this round could be really interesting.
I mean, I think I agree with you. A game plan. They need to have that very specific, that's maybe something sneaky, something. They need to have that edge, right? Because if you don't have that edge, whether it's a rush, whether it's an angle, whether it's a very specific combination of abilities, you know, you're just doing the same thing.
And if they're not careful, if the WPSD Comets don't pay attention to every move that is made by the Raiders going forward, if they win or lose this round, the things said behind these closed doors during this timeout could change the course of the game.
And like seeing a timeout, it's jarring, right? Because as a player, I'm sure as a player, you want to get in it. Like you're ready. And you see that timeout and you're like, we got to stop, we got to think. So that timeout has ended and we're moving right back into it. Wow. Intense, isn't it?
I thought someone actually timed
Quick
out.
peeks.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, I was going to scream like, no, not right now. Oof, okay. So this is it. WPSD Comets win this. They take it home.
Right, and they're off. All right.
Watching those angles. They are opting to not go through that hallway this time. A big change up in their usual strategy.
Twizzy's trying it.
I think Twizzy's going to be watching that for any flankers, because the worst thing you want right now at this point in the game is someone sneaking up behind you. But the Raiders definitely thought they would be coming through there. The Viper wall has gone up. So for Twizzy, this might be a great place to jump in and get a few kills.
Exactly. Especially if they got their back turned, because you're noticing no one's coming through that Viper wall now that it's downed.
Exactly. Let's see how they push forward. That room that Twizzy's aiming at right now has historically been very bad. Okay, person on the top up there. Twizzy taking some damage, but not enough to be a concern. I do, however, am concerned about the person on the high ground. They have that whole courtyard locked down. And Twizzy needs to be very
Viper wall goes back up.
right behind the Killjoy turret.
Obi-Wan Kenobi still has the high ground.
Oh God, well we think so. They may have alternated, we don't know. But I think Twizzy is just trying to, oh wow, what a sneaky little spot.
30 seconds left.
Wow, big wins for the WPSD Comets here. Taking out the Reyna, the Viper. Okay, it's a 5v2.
One enemy remaining.
If this can be a flawless victory for the WPSD Comets. Oh, and just takes it as they get gems.
They could have a lot of points coming in.
All right, the enemy KO is all that is left, and the spike has been planted. They are going to force him to come to them. Now, can the KO do it? Possibly.
Now it is happenstance that the person left was one of the persons people who defeated.
And there it is. The KO has been eliminated, and that is a win on this match for the WPSD Comets. So a tie game overall. Wow. Now that was an intense match. I am actually very happy with how that turned out.
I am as well.
And look at that, the blue is on the top of the leaderboard here, which is not a surprise at all. With the amount of double kills and triple kills they were getting, I totally understand it.
It seems as though that Gooey and Blue switch spots.
That's true, and I do enjoy that we can see the WPSD Comets, Prod and Call Me Spy, are up at the top. Now the enemy Reyna, like I said, very good player, and Reyna players I've found are traditionally very good at the game. And so they are second up there, but I mean if you look, it's WPSD, Raider, and then WPSD Comet, WPSD Comet. And those are stats to be proud of.
And the Raiders proved to be a really big competition for the WPSD Comets. But I think at the end of the day, what both teams realized was they were both really good at what they did.
Yeah.
And they did things that were unexpected, and they came out and realized that we both adapted really well, we both played really well, no matter what, either team did well.
And I think the use of the high ground there, especially in that second match, was very important.
I agree.
But guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I mean, the Greater Union Conference, I guess, hereby is over, and WPSD Comets has emerged as one of the top players in it. Thank you so much for sticking with us and watching and being on this little journey with all the members of the team. And we sincerely hope that you guys tune in for the championships in Lawrenceville, New Jersey.
Because I know I will be.
Yeah, oh, I'll be there. We're gonna be the whole studio, everybody who worked to give you the cameras, the sound, all the amazing effects and the streams.
Next time you tune in, Connor will be
yeah.
But thank you for having me, of course.
Of course. It was great to cast with you. But guys, listen, I mean, we cannot stress enough how hard everyone here has worked. I mean, myself just, you know, staying with the team and talking to them, the players for being so involved, and I mean, especially everybody here at the studio that you don't see on the camera, but they're the ones who bring the camera to life. Like all those headsets and the fancy gadgets, they're the ones who make it possible. So we really want to give them some love, and we sincerely hope that you guys, you know, tune in on June 4th. Remember, save that date, June 4th, when we are at the championships in Lawrenceville, New Jersey at Rider University. There's going to be tons of games, not just Valorant. I know Aiden's a big fan of Rocket League here, so there's going to be Rocket League, League of Legends, possibly Fortnite. We're going to have professionals. It's going to be a ton of fun. So Aiden, I want your final opinion on it before we, you know, end up breaking the stream off. What did you think about that match?
I think it was the WPSD Comets came out strong, but the Raiders proved a bigger challenge than you and I had initially anticipated. We saw what they did in their last game where they completely overwhelmed, and in this one it didn't play the same song. We saw that it was a tie, and then the WPSD Comets needed to regain ground, and they needed to replan. But once they did that, nothing stopped them.
Yeah, I agree completely. And I think WPSD Comets, you know, whether it was a tie, a win, a loss, they did well. They pulled it through. They clawed for every victory, and they played their cards right. And that, I think, is what's the most important part. So, guys, this is Aiden, our phenomenal fill-in. I think you did great, by the way. But really, we look forward to seeing you all later during the championships. It's going to be the playoffs for the team, and then hopefully down to New Jersey. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again the next time we all get together to play.